Hey everyone, and welcome to this explainer. Today, we're taking a seriously rapid-fire journey into the ultimate transformation process. We're talking about taking everyday junk, the kind of stuff you'd normally just toss in the trash without a second thought, and turning it into these amazing home and garden spaces. If you're someone who loves seeing chaos turn into structure, and you want to learn how to maximize what you already have sitting around, you are in the exact right place.
So to kick things off, let me ask you a quick question. What do a gym ball, an old mop, and a beat-up metal barrel actually have in common? I mean, really picture those random, chaotic items just sitting together in a pile in your garage. It looks like garbage, right? You're probably wondering what on earth anyone could possibly create with that specific combination of stuff. Well, believe it or not, they are literally the secret tools for your next luxury home decor project. I know, it sounds completely crazy, but the source material shows exactly how these discarded items act as the raw foundation for some incredibly high-end DIY transformations. The creativity here is just fascinating, and I absolutely cannot wait to explore how it's all done. All right, let's dive right into phase one, the magic of cement. Transforming the mundane into the magnificent. Normally, when we hear the word cement, we think of, heavy construction, pouring driveways, building foundations. But the sheer creativity we're looking at here completely flips that on its head. Cement becomes this magical crafting tool for DIY decorators, turning flimsy trash into these solid stone centerpieces. Take an ordinary gym ball, coat it, and suddenly you've got a completely unique cement sink. Or try dipping a piece of cotton cloth or even an old mop directly into liquid cement, letting it drape, and watching it dry into a solid decorative vase or a bird feeder stand. It's a bizarre combination of materials, for sure, but you can't deny the results are just brilliant. And this really highlights the wild resourcefulness of these creators. They aren't going out and buying expensive custom molds. Instead, they'll press a real sunflower face down into sand, pour cement over it, and perfectly capture every delicate petal to create a stunning bowl. They pour it into ordinary circular cardboard to make planter pots, or use an inflated balloon as a temporary guide for a centerpiece. They'll even mix cement with small square tiles to create beautiful butterfly wall decorations. It's all about using temporary, everyday shapes to mold liquid cement into beautiful, permanent fixtures. Moving right along to phase two, upcycling trash into treasure. This is all about giving household garbage a glamorous second life. Now, this concept captures the absolute core of upcycling. Instead of dealing with bulky, problematic waste like old tires and plastic barrels, you're creating pure treasure. By simply cutting and stacking 2 old tires, you can create a cozy, enclosed house for a pet. Or take a drill to a discarded plastic barrel, and suddenly you've built a towering planter that's growing fresh strawberries from every single opening. It's incredibly efficient, super functional, and it looks fantastic. The source material also reveals this incredibly, almost oddly satisfying side to the whole process. Just imagine melting down discarded plastic bottles, pouring that liquid plastic into molds, and popping out beautifully vibrant, colorful tiles. We also see glass shards safely embedded into a smooth cement tabletop and epoxy resin combined with just simple twigs to create a totally one-of-a-kind high-end table. They're even taking those old tires, laying down resin, and suspending real flower petals inside to create a jaw-dropping garden pathway. Okay, let's break down a specific step-by-step example. Here are the steps to a DIY backyard pond. Step 1, just dig a hole and drop an old tire inside. Step 2, line the inside of that tire with a heavy-duty waterproof tarp. And Step 3, fill it with water and surround the edges with bricks and cement. The incredible takeaway here is that a luxury water feature, something that looks like it was professionally landscaped, is literally just an old tire and a tarp away. Let's shift gears and head out to the garden. Phase 3, high-yield small space gardening. Maximum harvest, minimum square footage. The source material highlights this incredibly clever technique, the jute sack potato method. You grab a standard jute sack bag, cut small holes around the sides, fill the whole thing with soil, and plant potato seeds both inside those side holes and right on the top. Water it regularly, and boom! Suddenly, you're pulling a massive harvest out of this tiny, vertical footprint. And you can actually do this with cut plastic jugs or bottles lined up with soil to get the exact same high-yield result right on your patio. These upcyclers are just so good at solving everyday gardening problems. They start seeds in empty eggshells, which act as the perfect biodegradable starter pots. They'll stack standard crates into a tower so they can grow food from all 4 sides.
They even take wire mesh and sheep it into a barrel to contain and grow vegetables vertically. Oh, and here's a really fascinating trick: utilizing trellis tubes to give heavy cucumbers the support they need to grow upwards faster and healthier. It leads to that incredibly satisfying twist of the stem when it's finally time to harvest.
This whole process proves that structure completely dictates function. Let's look at building the ultimate herb spiral. You start with bare soil and build upward in a spiral pattern using natural stone. Doing this creates different levels that drastically improve both drainage and sun exposure. So you plant the dry, sun-loving Mediterranean herbs at the very top, and you put the moisture-loving herbs down on the lower levels. The engineering genius here is that you're creating multiple distinct microclimates in one tiny little footprint. And because of that brilliant design, you get this amazing little ecosystem. On the top level, you've got your rosemary, lavender, and sage just thriving in the heat. In the middle tiers, you have thyme, oregano, and basil doing perfectly. And down at the base, where all the water settles, parsley, mint, chamomile, and chives are perfectly happy. I mean, that is a massive list of fresh flavors, completely organized and sitting just a few short steps away from your back door. Which brings us to our grand finale, Phase 4, Luxury Landscaping Makeovers. High-end exterior designs on a strict DIY budget. This proves that outdoor infrastructure doesn't have to be intimidating or cost a fortune. Just look at these hacks. Using basic cinder blocks and wood to build sturdy, simple outdoor stairs. Or taking flexible wire mesh, filling it up with pebbles, and topping it off to create a totally unique outdoor bench. People are repurposing wooden pallets into really comfortable seating areas. They're even filling old tires with concrete to act as rock-solid foundational supports for gazebo posts. Things that usually cost thousands of dollars can be built safely and beautifully with mesh, pebbles, and a little DIY ingenuity. The visual impact you can achieve is just stunning. In our source material, we learn how to take bare, boring house siding and completely transform it into a luxurious landscape. It takes just minutes to lay down a weed barrier, pour a quick pebble walkway, arrange some decorative rocks, and then finish the whole thing off with clean brick borders. Upgrading the entire curb appeal of a home using only basic raw materials like rocks and bricks is honestly a fascinating transformation to witness. I love how the source material sums this up so beautifully with this quote: "From an empty corner to a living herb spiral. One small space, multiple microclimates, and fresh flavors just steps away." That really encapsulates the ultimate goal perfectly. The upcycler's journey isn't just about saving a few bucks. It's about bringing life, flavor, and immense value to forgotten, empty spaces. So as we wrap up this explainer, I've got a challenge for you. Look around your own home and yard right now. Look at the things you might normally consider trash. What everyday item will you transform today? Is it going to be an old tire, a plastic bottle, or maybe just a simple mop? The potential is literally everywhere. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey. Keep learning, and I'll see you in the next explainer.